Hello everyone. Today we'll be discussing multiplication of integers. Uh, so let's start. Okay, so first thing that we'll be discussing today is multiplication of positive and a negative integer. As are you familiar with the positive and the negative integers? Positive integers are the numbers, integers that are on the right side of the origin, and negative integers are those which are on the negative side of an integer. Left side of the origin. We know that multiplication of whole numbers is repeated addition, nothing else. Like for example, we can say 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 3 into 5, and that comes out to be 15. And if we say that minus 5 plus minus 5 plus minus 5 is negative 15, but we can also write 3 into negative 5, that comes out to be negative 15. So let us find out 3 into negative 5 in a different way. We'll first find 3 into 5 and then put the minus sign before the product obtained. You get negative 15. That is, we find that 3 into negative 5 is nothing but 3 into 5 in a bracket and the negative sign outside the bracket, and we get negative 15. Similarly, we can say that 5 into negative 4 is nothing but 5 into 4, that is 20 with a negative sign. And we thus find that while multiplying a positive integer and negative integer, we multiply them as whole numbers and put a negative sign before the product. We thus get a negative integer. In general, for any two positive integers a and b, we can write a into negative b is negative of a into b, or we can or we can write uh, uh, a into negative b is equal to negative a into b, and is that is as whole equal to negative of a and b. Cool. So these are some sample problems. We should discuss them. So 4 into negative 8 is equal to negative 8 into 4. That comes out to be negative 32. 8 into negative 2 is nothing but, you can just take this negative sign out from here and multiply the numbers. 8 into 2 is 16, and then put the negative signs. Final answer should be negative 16. Similarly, this will be negative 21, and this will be negative 10. Similarly, you can solve these ones for yourself. Excuse me. Moving on, multiplication of a negative and a negative integer. So we should do it by observing the pattern over here. If you see, negative 3 into 4 is what? Negative 12. 3 into negative 3 into 3 is negative 9, which can be written as negative 12 minus negative 3. Negative 3 into 2 is negative 6. That is equal to negative 9 minus negative 3. So you see, this negative 3 is common over here. Okay, so when you write negative 3 into 0, you get 0. That you can write as negative 3 minus negative 3. Now comes ne as you can see, if you see this pattern for yourself, this is nothing but negative 12 plus 3, negative 9 plus 3, negative 6 plus 3, negative 3 plus 3. So negative 3 into negative 1 will be how much? Now this is getting decreased by amount of 3, if you see this pattern, and this remains common. So the next number after negative 3 will come to out to be 0. 0 minus minus 3. So this is 0 plus 3 equal to 3. Okay, so negative 3 into negative 2 will be, now this 0 will increase to 3, and you'll subtract negative 3 from 3, and you'll get 6. So do you see any pattern? Yes, we see a pattern. We see that this number is getting decreased by amount of 3, and this negative 3 over here remains common. So from that we get the multiplication of two negative integers, and that comes out to be a positive integer. So simply we can say that by observing these products, we can say that the product of two negative integers is a positive integer. We multiply the two negative integers as whole numbers and put the positive sign in front of the product. So simply negative 10 into negative 12 will be 120. Just multiply these two numbers and write a positive sign over here. So in general, we can say that negative a into negative b is nothing but a into b. So this is an exercise for you people. Starting from negative 5 into 4, find the value of negative 5 into negative 6. So what will this be? Negative 5 into 4, this is negative 20. Negative 5 into 3 will be how much? Negative 20 minus negative of 5, that is negative 15. Negative 5 into 2 will be negative 15 minus negative 5, that is negative 10. So similarly you reach the stage of negative 5 into negative 1, which comes out to be 5. So negative 5 into negative 6 will come out to be 30, but you should do it for your own, the second one at least, just to observe the pattern. Product of three or more negative integers. Okay, so sorry, sorry. Let us observe the following example over here. Negative 4 into negative 3 into negative 2. So we can put a bracket over here in the next step, and we can solve this first and then multiply it with negative 2. So this comes out to be negative 24. Okay, why? Because negative 4 into negative 3 is a positive integer, just as we discussed, that is 12. But a positive into a negative integer will be again a negative integer. So it comes out to be a negative integer again. From the products we observe that, what do we observe? The product of two integers is always a positive integer. The product of three negative integers is a negative integer. But again, product of four negative integers is a positive integer. Okay. So what can we say after observing this pattern? That if you have odd number of negative numbers, you get a negative number in the end. But if you have even number of negative numbers and you multiply them, you get a positive number in the end. So there's a okay. I have written that over here. We further see that in A and C above, A and C is this A and C multiplied or even 2 or 4 respectively, and the product obtained in A and C are positive integers. So the number of negative integers that are multiplied in B and C D are odd, and the product obtained in B and D are negative integers. We find that if numbers of negative integers in a product is even, then the product is a positive integer. If the number of negative integers is a of number of negative integers in a product is odd, then the product is a negative number. There is a special case over here. So negative 1 into negative 1 is plus 1, negative 1 into negative 1 into negative 1 is minus 1, and if you take 4 you get plus 1, if you take 5 you get a negative 1. This means that if the integer negative 1 is multiplied even number of times, the product is plus 1, and if the integers negative 1 is multiplied odd number of times, the result is again negative 1. You can just check this by making pairs of negative 1 in the statement, uh, and this is very useful in working out the products of integers. So moving further, think, discuss and write. So product of minus 9 minus 5 minus 6 minus 3 is positive, whereas the product of this is negative. Why? Because as we told that if you take odd even number of negative integers, you get a positive result in the end. But if you have odd number of negative integers, what do you get? A negative integer in the end. What will be the sign of product if we multiply together 8 integers and 3 positive integers? Look, positive integers never change the sign of the product. We just need to take care how many do we have negative integers. So if we have 8 negative integers, 8 is an even number. What do we get in the end? A positive result. And positive integer multiplied with 3 again positive integers will always be a positive integer. Just don't check the number of positive integers in it, because it doesn't matter how many positive integers you have. The only thing that matters is how many negative integers you have. So 5 negative integers will end up giving a result a negative integer. Negative 1 12 times will give plus 1, and negative 1 2m times m is a natural number. Okay, so m is a natural number. Since if m is a natural number, what does 2m means? 2m means that 2m will always be a even number. Because what are even numbers? Even numbers are numbers which can be directly divided by 2, and or 2 is is a factor of that number. So over here we can directly see that 2 is a factor of 2m. So it is an even number, and negative 1 even number of times is positive 1. Okay, moving further, we have some properties of multiplication of integers, closure under multiplication. Let's observe this table. This is 100, product is an integer. This is a negative 255, it is also an integer. We can say that this is 312 times 30 into 12 is 300 plus 60, that is negative 360, which is also an integer. Similarly, we can see that these are all integers. So what do we observe? We find a pair of integers whose product is not an integer. No, no. This gives us idea that product of two integers is again an integer. So we can say that integers are closed under multiplication also. In general, we can say a into b is also an integer for all integers a and b. So let's observe this table. We are talking about the second property over here, and look, so 3 into negative 4 is minus 12, negative 4 into 3 is negative 12. So inference is what? This into 3 into negative 4 is equal to negative 4 into 3. So we observe that similarly, like over here, this is negative 360, this is also negative 360, this is 150, this is 150, this is 35, 350 plus 70, what is that? Minus 420. So this is, sorry, this is negative into negative, so we'll get plus 420, and over here also we get plus 420. So we observe that from the above example suggests that multiplication is commutative for integers. We are talking about the commutative property over here, that is a into b should equal to b into a for all integers a and b. So integers are also commutative under multiplication by 0. So we know that any whole number when multiplied by 0 gives 0, and similarly any integer multiplied by 0 will also result in a 0. Negative 3 into 0 is 0, 0 into negative 4 is 0, 5 into negative 5 into 0 is 0. So in general we can say for any integer a that a into 0 is 0 into a is equal to 0. Okay, so how much do we have? We have multiplicative identity, then we have associativity for identity, and then distributive property, and then we have some examples, and then done. Okay, so multiplicative identity. We know that one is the multiplicative identity for whole numbers. So multiplicative identity is nothing but you can say that when an integer is multiplied by its multiplicative identity, or the multiplicative identity is multiplied by the integer, you get the integer back. Like when similar to the additive identity, but in additive identity you add the identity, not multiply it. So simply we can say that we check that one is the multiplicative identity for all integers as well, because it is, we are checking one because it's the multiplicative identity for whole numbers, and you studied that in your previous classes. We observe that negative 3 into 1 is nothing but negative 3 into 1, sorry, negative 3, and 1 into 5 is 5, negative 4 into 1 is negative 4, 1 into 8 is 8. So we can say that 1 is the multiplicative identity for integers also, and in general a into 1 is equal to 1 into a, that is equal to a. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, moving further, associativity of for multiplication. So what is associativity for multiplication? We will be checking that if we have three integers a, b, or c, that whether a into b into c, where a and b are in brackets, should be are equal to or not to a into b into c, where b and c are in brackets. Okay, So we have this example over here. We see that minus 3 into minus 2 is plus 6 into 5 is 30. And if we check it like this, minus 2 into minus 5 is negative 10, and negative 10 into negative 3 is plus 30. So we can you can take more examples for this, like this. These are the examples. So after doing these examples, we what do we observe is we observe that uh, uh, integers are associative under multiplication, and in general we can say that a into b bracket into c is equal to a into bracket b into c. Distributive property. So distributive properties, I'll tell you the property first. It's simply uh, sorry, let it go first. Okay. Oh, I'm really sorry. The property is written over here, and that is a into b, a into sorry, bracket b plus c is equal to nothing but a into b plus a into c. So the and why do we say it as distributive property? Because you can see for yourself that the multiplication is getting distributed over here. We multiply it with a with b first, and then we add simply a into c to it. So a into bracket of b plus c is nothing but a into b plus a into c. And we have some examples over here, like 16 into 10 plus 2 is nothing but, look, we can check it for ourselves, that is it equal to 16 into 10 plus 16 into 2 or not, because 10 plus 2 is 12, and 16 into 12 would be 160 plus 32, that is 192. And if you add it this way, that is 16 to 10 is 160, and 16 into 2 is 32. So 160 plus 32 is 192. So we can see it from the examples also that uh, that both these things are equal. There are some more examples to it. You can see it for yourself. And I have stated already the general statement for the distributive property. So we'll be moving further. Oh, there are more examples to it. Now this is a subtraction example. This is nothing but, so this negative sign will the multiplication will get distributed over here. So if you see 4 into 3 minus 8 is nothing but 4 into 3 minus 4 into 8, and you can check it for yourself. So in general we can say that for any three integers a and b and c, a into bracket b minus c is nothing but a into b minus a into c. You have some examples from the NCERT book over here. You can solve them for yourself. Till then, thank you, and we'll be meeting in the next presentation for multiplication of division of integers. Thank you.